Hello viewers, Power here to review the Rider Time Kamen Geo vs. Decade, the 7 Geos, DX Saber Ridewatch, and Decade Complete Form 21 Ridewatch. So this is the Ridewatch set and essentially the Geo counterpart to the K-Touch 21, as obviously there was a Decade item commemorating the special and a Geo item commemorating the special. Obviously the Geo item being being a Ridewatch set comprised of the Saber Ridewatch that was featured at the end of both series, and then the complete 21 Ridewatch that was basically just made because they didn't want to sell the Ridewatch by itself. So here you have Geo Decade Armor Saber form, and then here we have Decade Complete 21. This one obviously doesn't have an armor. This one, obviously, because this was filmed before Dragon Ignite, they couldn't use the suit. Nor would they. Armor time, the bottom. This one is only acknowledged within Geo vs. Decade. Again, really like this consistency of, Geo Saber form, Decade Armor Saber form, and then Decade Complete 21, 80 2020 through 80 2021, Sabers 2020, Decades 2021, the two Ridewatches, and then the back. And look at this. This was actually one of the very first US releases, which I kind of wish they didn't plaster it in the back and plastered it at the bottom somewhere. Like, now they do, but would have preferred if they plastered it down here, because I want to commemorate the fact that this box has unique pictures for each side. That rarely happens, and they did it with this set. Good on you, Bandai. Obviously, here we have the two Ridewatches. Forgot to state that this is the second two Ridewatch set, with the first one being the Mirror World set. Definitely not consistent with that set because the inside is cardboard instead of plastic, but oh well. Anyways, here we have the Saber Ridewatch in the DX form, so sucks for you, 01. Obviously, it's in the color scheme of Saber, a deep red for the base, and like a gunmetal black for secondary. I know I don't know what gunmetal is, but the back, the QR code for Butaba Gamba, although at this point Butaba So has been defunct, but oh well. This one is 086. Yeah. And then the watch face. So we get the rider mark for Saber, 2020. Then we have the face for Saber, which I do really like overall. This, like, I keep forgetting that Saber has a Ridewatch. And then the battery cover. Pull tab. I just want to say this right away, that definitely this is a lot more bluer than like previous watches, which I get it and such. And also, this is going to be another thing you're going to notice when I play the sounds. The LEDs are a lot brighter now. So yeah, just standard Ridewatch stuff. Nothing special. No phrases. Keep that in mind. These do not have phrases from the special. I would love that though. It would have been great. Anyways, here's the Decade Complete Form 21. I call it Complete 21. That's how it's stated anyway. I don't know. Complete Form 21 is a mouthful. Anyways, silver base, translucent, sparkly pink for the secondary color. The back, QR code for Butaba Gamba. This one is 109. I know I'm supposed to be reading it off of here. I tend to cheat off of there, sadly. Then the watch face for this one's pretty interesting. So obviously, just like the final forms, this is actually in gold. But I don't know why the Decade Rider mark is like raised up. But this one does say 2021. So basically that means if Rabbit Dragon was actually made into a DX watch, it probably would have been in these specifications. And the full face of Complete 21. So they made a point that this was the first watch that isn't really aligned and such, and it looks weird, yes, but they really wanted to emphasize the head tower. They really wanted 02 on it, so yeah. It's really funny that the Decade Complete is actually the art, but not 02. I'll get to that later. Anyways, here's a comparison to the Complete Form Ridewatch. As you can tell, again, the gold is a lot more brighter on this one, and again, sadly the rider mark is just really a lot higher for some reason. But as you can tell, it's just a inverse of this one, which I don't mind. It makes sense. And as you can see, they're the same track. So this is a normal Ridewatch face, and then this is Complete 21's face. So, and like obviously you have a lot more open space now. I think it will be easier just to see with the LEDs. Like obviously this is not like, again, I always find it interesting when they have to change the faces for the forms, but like when you look at it here, it just looks really odd. Because even like Maximum, why am I always so present? Even like Maximum Mighty is like not even this situation. Anyways, the sounds. Obviously, it's a Form Ridewatch, so it doesn't have the ticking. So yeah, that's basically it. So let's use these within the GQ driver. So the whole point of this set, obviously, is that, you know, these are supposed to be for the Decade Ridewatch. So after like 3 years, we're finally going back into this format. So obviously, the Saber Ridewatch is mainly for the Decade Ridewatch because it was just cheaper to do that. And by cheaper, all they had to do was, like, again, print out a new face in text. Because obviously, Saber's suit is not compatible with the armor gimmick because of his tail coat. Or his, like, side coat and such. And for the people complaining about Dragon Ignite not being used, it's because it was literally filmed before Dragon Ignite's debut. Why would a special that was filmed in early Saber get to use a suit that hasn't even been in the show yet? So, just activate the Ridewatch like so. I know this is not how he does it in the special, but I mean, this is the only way we actually get the sound. Ooh, rivetingism. Just a bunch of flashes. Might as well do this watch too. we're here, and also just so then we can actually make up for the time that it actually wasn't present. O's. Woohoo! We finally did all 20 Heisei Riders. Anyways, obviously, if you want me to do it how he did it in this special, so you take out the ride watch, you activate the watch, you insert it, that's how he did it. Again, CSM will probably have that functionality. Geo CSM are what? That's gonna be Geo's gonna be 5 next year, so better wait for the 10th anniversary, hopefully. Turn in Chica Driver XL. So just like 01, it's the 7 LEDs. So the screen just is the Saber Ridewatch actually now gives us the generic Kamen Rider screen. So that's very impressive that we're still getting new screens way past the series. But the transformation, we get the transformation for the inedible Saber armor. I'm not too big on the jingle personally, because it's literally just the end portion of Brave Dragon's transformation of where the passage is read off. Like, I feel like that's really cheap of them. Like, I get that it's an unused part, or technically an unrecognizable part. At the same time, though, it's just really lazy, especially coming after 01. Because 01, obviously, because it was within the same time frame as the series, 01 got a completely new, like, original, like, 01 got a completely original composition of a jingle, and then Saber doesn't get it. But I guess that's, like, the payoff of, like, being DX. Because basically, Saber is in the same, like, places like Cross Magma and Omega, where they partly use the jingle of what is our, like, of like the existing jingle, which not really too big on that. Anyways, the finisher, the time break. We get Hisatsu Dokha, time break. Obviously, Hisatsu Dokha comes from the finishing, the, like, that's the finishing, like, standby phase phrase for the sword driver. Like, I get that Drive did it, but, like, I feel like with Saber, this is a series where the writers actually call out their finishers. So just to fall back on whatever the belt says is kind of disappointing. Because I would have just preferred Kaingen, or Kaien, like, just one of his attacks, or like, I don't know, like, I don't know why they fall back on something from the sword driver itself instead of, like, an actual finisher. That also means that for Blades and Espada, they also get Hisatsu Dokha. Hisatsu Dokha. Like, I like Hisatsu Dokha. That's one of my favorite, like, finisher, like, initiation phrases. But, like, I don't think it should have been the finisher for Saber. I don't know why we did that already, but here's. Okay. So obviously this uses the same track as complete form, which makes valid sense. However, the jingle also here is also really baffling because, like, yes, I like it makes sense for them to fall back in the original Decade jingle because that's what Rabbit Dragon did. However, they don't fall in the scheme of like a traditional ride watch. They literally just use the Decade Ride Watch jingle and then just cram in complete. No, they don't even cram in complete 21. They just cram in the 21. It's like, really? Like, it's so like rushed that it just sounds hilarious. Like, at least here he got to sing Saber, but like here you made him sing 21 as an end stinger? Like, why? Like, I would have just preferred complete 21 and then complete 21. That's it. You don't have to go in a full out like fiesta on Decade because we already got that with this. This is not a like a significant watch, so I don't understand why it does. I don't know why it does the entire like thing. It's just lazy. Because Rabbit, it's like if Rabbit Dragon went full all out. Like, I understand there's not really a build jingle that does go all out, but that's literally like a saying if Rabbit Dragon went all out, then it would have been fine. But now this one's not even consistent with Rabbit Dragon for a post Final Form watch. Because this one's trying to just be as spectacular as the original watch, which doesn't make sense. So yet again we get Final Attack time break, obviously Final Attack coming from Final Attack Ride and such, the one where Tsukasa died. I feel so bad for him. They really only got him back just saying 2 names. They really couldn't get him to just say complete 21. They were like, can you just sing to us 21? We can't afford you to sing complete. We have to get this out of here. because this special was very low budgeted. We don't have a sword. Jeez. You know, we're using speed because that's clearly Complete 21's thing. Obviously, if I had the Haste Saber, yeah, we would have used it in there. I don't know, that'll probably be one of the last Yu-Gi-Oh things I'll get. I just can't get my hands on it. Anyways, my thoughts overall on this set, pretty decent. Like, it's just nice to get Ridewatches in 2021. Like, it was genuinely cool, just because, you know, Ridewatches, like, there's just so much that they can still do, and they're kind of like, again, they're like the Ranger Key counterparts to Rider. It obviously, obviously with Ridewatches is a bit more harder because you have to get the two voice actors, or you have to get the voice actor and this artist to like come back together to do the watches and such. But like, you know, just the fact these two exist is really cool overall. Yes, I have my grievances between their transformation sounds, and it's just like, yeah, I get it. It's like it's a post-show kind of thing. They don't have time to compose an entirely new instrumental track for Saber. And again, with Complete 21, like, I get they're trying to make Complete 21 this like new magnum opus of decade, despite the fact he died in it because of a kick. It's not even because of that, but and also it's just, this is one of the very first like US releases that we got like right away, which was pretty cool. And I recommend for you to get the US release. It's only $30, which is very reasonable because it's $15 per watch, because that was the retail price for the Ridewatches in the first place. So obviously I like recommend that. And I think alongside with this, they were putting out US releases of the GQ driver, or like, I mean, at least the Toys R Us set, which was like very limited. But like the fact that like Bandai was actually able to supply them, like Team Kamen Rider, the Toys R Us sets, is pretty cool. Other than that, like, it's a pretty neat set. And yeah, this thing and the K-Touch 21, yeah, obviously those were the best things out of this special. Man, it's so great that Decade vs. Geo and Geo vs. Decade was like the last actual Rider thing, or like, Toku thing I actually sat down and watched when it was going on. That was an experience. That I love that special so much. It's so bad. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I would have liked if 02 actually got a Ridewatch.